2 years behind the power curve, all right, in where Harmony should have been, all right, and who she should have been with. She's not with them. And that's why we're doing this.
It's Chief Oldenburg in the Manchester, New Hampshire Police Department talking about a 5-year-old girl named Harmony. Here's her story. This is little 5-year-old Harmony Montgomery clutching her doll and smiling for the camera. When you look at this picture, everything seems very normal. Harmony seems happy and cared for. But sometimes pictures can be very deceiving because Harmony's world is anything but normal and happy. Her father has been arrested and charged with second-degree assault. The victim, his 5-year-old daughter, little Harmony. But that's not the most troubling part of Harmony's world. This picture is from 2019, and there are not any newer pictures of Harmony. The photographs of this little angel are all over 2 years old. That's because she's been missing since October or November of 2019.
Help us find this little girl. Someone knows something, do what is right, and call in. I cannot emphasize that enough. Somebody out there knows something. It's time for people to do the right thing.
According to a police affidavit, Harmony's mother, Crystal Sori, says she lost custody to Harmony's father, Adam, because she was dealing with a substance abuse problem. She says the last time she saw Harmony was a FaceTime call on Easter of 2019. Meanwhile, Harmony's father, Adam, says Crystal picked up Harmony for Thanksgiving in 2019, but Adam's girlfriend at the time says Adam told her he dropped Harmony off at Crystal's. Now, back to the assault charges. Adam's uncle claims that Adam admitted to bashing Harmony around the house and witnessing Harmony being spanked very hard, forced to stand in the corner for hours, and scrubbing the toilet with her toothbrush. So while the court system is dealing with the charges against Adam Montgomery, the chief is still looking for this beautiful little girl in the photo.
Quite frankly, enough is enough. This is a 7-year-old girl. Let's find her, all right? Let's come together as a community and do the right thing. That's all I'm asking, and I don't think I'm asking a lot. If people think that I am, then I'll leave it at that.
What happened to this little girl? What happened? We know Dad is locked up right now. Let's take a look at his mugshot one more time. I'll tell you about the charges that he's facing. Second-degree assault, custody and child endangerment charges. The second-degree assault from a 2019 incident where Harmony ended up with a black eye after getting struck in the face. Let me read the affidavit to you, okay? Police spoke to Adam's brother, Kevin, who saw Harmony with the black eye when she returned from a trip to Florida back in 2019 in July. Adam told Kevin at the time, "I bashed her around this house." Adam explained that he had left Harmony, who would have been 5 years old at the time, in charge of watching her infant brother while Adam was in the bathroom. Allegedly, the younger brother started crying during that time. Adam told Kevin that he returned and found Harmony holding her hand over the child's mouth to stop him from crying. Adam told Kevin that he responded by striking Harmony in the face and causing the black eye. That's the world that this little girl was living in. That's the world. Unbelievable. Let's bring back in our think tank. Eklund Mercy, Nima Rahmani, Kirk Nurmi with us. Nima, right now, he's arrested and charged. These are serious charges. They go back to 2019. But obviously, this is right now about searching for that little girl and potentially a murder investigation here, if that's how it turns out. What are your thoughts about where they're going to get the information from, how they're going to figure this out?
Yeah, Vinny, prosecutors, law enforcement, our education system, social workers, everyone has completely failed this young girl. How can someone be missing for 2 years? Someone that should be in school, someone that should be the custody of our parents, whether it's CPS, dependency, whatever court system. They have failed this young girl who is likely dead. Let's just be honest about the possibility of her being found alive after 2 years are very slim. I hope and pray that she is, but the system has failed this young girl.
Kirk, Nima really strikes the sad notes of all of this, is that there were opportunities and there were decisions that were made. And at some point, someone made a decision that this was the guy that she should be with. But there were things happening. There were calls made to family services.
Right. I mean, Nima's exactly right. There were so many opportunities to give this girl the support she needed, and they all failed. Apparently, a blind eye was turned. You know, she's cast to the custody of this father who's got a drug problem, who's got all this criminal history, and there's no follow-up. There's no follow-up to see if she's being properly cared for through a Child Protective Services or some other social services agency. It just seems like she's cast into the wind, right? And that's why she was able to disappear. 2 years, disappearing for 2 years is just unbelievable. It boggles the mind, right? And that's ultimately because what Nima said is right. Nobody who was supposed to be paying attention was paying attention. And this is why we find ourselves in this situation now. And sadly, while I hope Nima's wrong about this point, it's hard to imagine that this girl is still alive at her age.
Eklund, how do you think this is going to unwind in the court system right now? He's charged with second-degree assault, the endangerment charges. Do you think those charges and cases go forward? Are they trying to lean on him? But I can't imagine he's ever going to admit to anything here.
The issue, here's the issue, because, I work with children, I work with children in these positions, and the thing is, sex trafficking is real. And unfortunately, when we have sex trafficking, the victims that they're looking for aren't the ones that are with well-to-do parents, with parents that understand, how to parent. So when you have abused children, that's unfortunately an easy way to lose them. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility during the holiday season when people forget when we have parents who aren't, who don't take parenting classes, who don't understand the importance of certain things. He may have forgotten. He may have misplaced. He may have thought that, somebody else was picking them up, and instead it was a white van. So it happens so often. I just don't, especially with cases like that, I don't like when people just run towards the parents, especially for 2 years. Nobody has said anything. So it could be trafficking. It could be a third party venue. I don't know. I think it could be.
This is, Nima, I look at the world that this little girl lived in. It's like she didn't have a chance. Mom lost custody because she had substance abuse problems. Apparently she's doing much better. She got this investigation going by making some calls in November and December this year, but it's 2 years after anyone has seen her. Going back in time, he's got another girlfriend that he lived with, that he had children with, another girlfriend that he was living with when he got arrested. Neither one of them seem to have any information here. Do you think they're going to be able to put the pieces together, or is it going to come down to having to maybe cut a deal so they can find this girl?
I don't think you can ever cut a deal in a case like this. Vinny, you end every show with Hug the Kids. These are the most vulnerable, most important members of our society that law enforcement, social workers, everything we've talked about need to protect. You do not give a deal in a case like this. You do your job as a prosecutor, you do your job as a police officer, federal law enforcement agents, and you find this girl.
All right. Big thank you, Eklund Mercy, Nima Rahmani, and Kirk Nurmi.